Welcome, folks. We are back with Getting Back to Business with my amazing co host, Nathalie Plamondon Tamas. Welcome, Nathalie.
Good morning.
Good morning. And it's interesting. I'm not sure what's happening on the West Coast with business, but there's a lot of buzz that's happening here in Nova Scotia because on the East Coast, because the Atlantic provinces, we've had no COVID for a while. So we're opening into a bubble and just heard news that we can have socially distanced meetings of up to 200 people.
Okay.
So meaning that, rooms that might have held 1,000 or 2,000 are now going to hold 200.
Yeah, because now they need to be all separated. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how things are working for you on the West Coast, but there's a lot of interesting things happening here. And of course,
Absolutely.
I know you're not doing too badly with COVID, and we're a bit of an anomaly compared to the rest of the world.
No, we're good here. I have to say, I don't know if they have reopened for more than 50. So the last number I had was under 50 people,
Yeah,
and it needed to be a large space again. Now, what I know about Nova Scotia, actually, because I have multiple clients there right now, because the government of Nova Scotia has a grant for helping entrepreneurs, maybe
yes,
like you, that you're listening today and you're thinking, oh my gosh, maybe I can apply for this. So it's a grant that will help you move your business to an online format. So it's not a grant for implementation, it's a grant for consulting. And that's what I do. So that's what I've been doing for 3 months
absolutely.
with COVID is I've been helping people moving their business to online because I'm lucky enough that I started this 3 years ago and I've made all the mistakes. I've spent so much money on equipment I didn't need. I spent so much time on YouTube videos trying to figure things out. So now I've been helping people moving their business online, not by I'm not a tech person that will actually go on your website and create a shopping cart for people to be able to. This is not what I do. I will just direct you to what I'm doing. So a lot of my clients are in Nova Scotia right now that took advantage of that grant. You can get up to $2,500
Right.
in my services, and the government pays me directly, or you pay and then they reimburse you, whatever. But it's free consulting time with me. So
Yeah.
I've got lots of clients on the East Coast right now.
And that sort of springboards into what we're going to look at because a lot of people are throwing things on social media, but it's not necessarily generating business or moving that. And that's really what we want to get into today, right? How do you move it from, getting a few likes to actually contributing to your business?
That's right, because when you are actually posting on social media, the word, sometimes we forget what that means. Social media. It's just to be social. It's just going out for coffee in a social place. Really, that's what that is. And people, either they don't use it to do business, either they stay in the coffee shop and never take it to the business, or they try to do business in the coffee shop and that doesn't work either. So I like to give the analogy of meeting somebody in a coffee shop for the very first time. You just met them, you go on your knee, you open your little ring case, and then you propose and you ask them to marry you. It's not the way it works. You need to kind of first acknowledge that they exist. They need to
Hmm.
figure out you exist. They need to just be okay. Okay, I know this person. I'm aware that they're in the coffee shop. Maybe the person is not even aware that you're in the coffee shop. So you're not going to propose to them right away.
Well,
Then
that's
they
what
start,
you'd call creepy.
it's creepy. Exactly. So then eventually they might be interested in you. But in order to be interested in you, you need to be interested in them, because people are not just going to become interested in you like that. Most people will want you to be interested in them before they can get interested in yourself. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I'll break this down later. I'll just finish this story analogy. After they are actually interested in you, that's when you can say, hey, maybe we could see each other again after this coffee that we're just happening to meet each other. So maybe you'll have their phone number, and maybe you'll meet again a few times. And it's not going to be a formal relationship. You're just going to be dating. You're just going to be dating. And then eventually you might actually call each other boyfriend and girlfriend. And then eventually you might sleep over. And then you might move in together. And then down the road, you can go down on your knee and propose. That's when you ask them to buy something from you. The proposal means I'm asking you to buy something from me. So a lot of people have a confusion. They think that social media is designed to make a proposal, and it's not.
And the thing is that it's the relationship metaphor is really critical, because any buying decision is going to involve trust. They have to trust you, and it's about building that relationship. And when you're meeting in person, there's a lot of difference. Like, I've had sort of things where it's been several years because I've learned the lesson. I've talked on the phone with someone in another city about a few hundred miles away, and literally in this one case it went on for a year. Okay, and then I had another gig in that city, met them for a breakfast meeting, 20 minutes, deal was done. Because we were in person, the connection, the rapport, the trust, it built. And we had built a lot of foundation, but they weren't ready to buy, right? But that in person. Now, with social media, we don't have, I think it's artificial in a couple of ways. We don't have that in person. But it's also lopsided, because if you get them to like your page, they can get to see a lot of you, and through video and such. And so they can actually build trust with you because they're spending time with you talking to them, whereas you still know them as just a person on your page.
And you've brought up two very important things. So the first thing you brought up was the in-person. So how do we do that, the in-person on social media? It's through videos. Because when you're writing down a post, they still don't get the feel of who you are. But when you are in person, then somehow seeing a video of you, they will feel closer to you. I have people, because I do offer a free 15-minute virtual coffee with anyone who wants to have coffee with me. And the first thing people say is like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I feel like I know you. Like, I feel like I already know you because I watch your videos all the time. I've been on your newsletter for a while, and I feel like I already know you because of the videos that I do. So if you're using social media right now, there are two ways that you can get closer to your audience. One is by doing videos. And two is doing live videos, because the algorithm on most social media is going to favor videos that would be live, because when you're live, you're more likely to be natural, to be genuine, to be yourself. So there's no bells and whistles. It's not that you have written a script and that you've memorized that and then you're pretending to be something else. You're not an actor when you're live. You are who you are, and people can get close to you because they feel like they really know who you are. So Ravi and I are live right now, and this is it. That's what you get.
And the thing is, it's totally okay. People get worried about, oh, I'll miss up. That's okay, because you know what? If I'm having an in-person conversation with you, there are times I'm going to say the wrong word. I'm going to slip up and whatever. I don't even think about it. You just flip through it.
And I'm French, so the stuff that I say all the time is ridiculous. And most of the times I can't find the exact word, or I take it doesn't matter, because your potential clients that want to work with you, that want to actually spend money to have a transaction with you, they need to know who you are. They're not just going to spend money just like that if you've only been absolutely perfect on a recording, on something that was pre-made or something that was photoshopped or or whatever it is, right? So you want to be as real as possible. So Ravi brought 2 points. So the in-person point. The second thing is, if you can get people to like your page, that's the thing. If you can get people to start the awareness that you exist, that's the first step. And the problem is people stop there. And I have to say, I have some videos that were really successful on social media. And I remember when I started, oh my gosh, it's been a long time. And back in the days, there was not a thing as a business page. It was only personal pages. And I remember building my following on social media. And I was working hard, and then I was trying to recruit people. And then one day I had arrived. Oh, I had 100 friends, and I was very excited. And it sounds ridiculous right now because 100 friends is nothing. But back in the days, I was so proud of my 100 friends, and I thought,
Yeah.
that's it. I got it now. Now I'm going to start.
You're big time.
Coaching. So I got it big time. Like now I'm in the big league. Now I'm going to start posting my services, and then people will line up to work with me as a coach. It didn't work. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I don't have quite enough friends. So then I built it up and worked. And I got 1,000 friends on Facebook. And I was like, that's it. Now I got it made. Da, 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 da. People are so going to line up to work. Didn't work. I have 5,000 friends now. And when I reach my 5,000 friends, which is the max, you can't even get any more than that. Well, now you have business pages as well. But it was still not money in my bank account. Right. And whenever I was posting videos, some videos would get 200 views, 4,000 views for one of my videos. Oh my gosh. But I have no idea who they are. I don't have their name and their email address. They were just there in the coffee shop, but I never bothered to ask them for their phone number, so I'll never see them again. So how do you do that? How do you transform social media fans into paying clients? So there's a big difference between having a following on social media and having paying customers. And that's where this whole funnel starts. You want to use social media to attract them to be interested in you so that you can ask them for their phone number. Hey, would we want to see each other again? So here's the first mistake. And you have probably received millions of those on LinkedIn as well, Ravi. So LinkedIn is probably the worst for that. Okay.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
I have less of this on Facebook, but LinkedIn I get a lot. Here's what I get on LinkedIn. Hi, would you like to connect with me? I help entrepreneur to make a 7-figure business, and here's my program that's $2,000. Are you interested?
Yeah.
20 seconds ago, I didn't even know you existed. Now you're proposing. Don't propose to me. I don't even know you exist. Don't you send me this email. And very often, and I have this answer that I copy and paste now that I send to these people and say, hey, by the way, that's what I teach. And this is not the way to approach. This is what you should do. Because remember in the coffee shop, I said, you want to be interested in them before they're interested in you. So what they should do instead is come to my LinkedIn profile, look at my post, like my stuff. You want to sell me something? Come and like me. Come and like my stuff. Come and comment on my post. Come and tell me how amazing I am. Give me compliments, right? And then I'm going to say, who's this person that is interested in me? Oh my gosh, they're interested in me. Who are they? So after a while, when I see their name coming back, then I'll go on their profile and say, oh, they sell this thing. So I already have kind of a bit of a rapport with them because they've been following me and they were interested in me. Then I'm going to be interested in them. So that's how you want to do it. You want to go follow people, not just propose on the first day. Then eventually they might come back to me and say, hey, I've been following you for a while and I really think we would be a good fit. Hey, I have this PDF, free PDF. Just go download it. It's the 3 mistakes that coaches do when they record their first online courses. Of course, they would not offer that to me because if they've been following me, they know that I already have 10 online courses. They're not going to offer. If you do your homework, you're not going to just, snowball or offer the same thing to everybody. It's not a professional approach. they would know that I already have 10 online courses, but they could send me a PDF saying, hey, I've been following you for a while, which is true because I remember. And then I'm wondering if we would be a good fit to work together. I have this PDF of people that have been doing online courses for a while. How can they sell more of them? Ah, that's exactly me. Yeah. I'm going to go download this PDF. Is it $2,000 offer? No, it's a free PDF that they're offering me. And I'm interested in it because they've been following me and they targeted exactly what I could be needing. Perfect. Send me this. Now I'm going to drop my name and my email on their website to download this thing. Now I've given them my phone number in the coffee shop. That's what just happened. Can they propose yet? No, not yet. Now they have to entertain me. Now I'm on their email list. Don't piss me off with 15 emails on the first 2 days, but send me an email on a regular basis just to keep me engaged and send me tips. And now you start a newsletter. You start sending emails to your audience. You start giving them some value. Yeah. And eventually you will offer them a $29 product. Maybe you offer them your book. Maybe you offer them a $5 discount on your book because they're part of your followers. And then eventually you will offer them a $49 product or a $300 product. And eventually you'll sell them the $2,000 coaching package that you wanted to sell all along. People that buy from you now are people that you started flirting with 2 years ago. And
so, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think I just want to touch on, I think part of the reason that people do that other way is, well, first of all, they don't understand what works, and I think the dating metaphor is perfect. But also, they think, oh, it's easy. I can send 1,000, messages to people, right? And right. You know what? Maybe if they send 10,000, they might get 3 people. But it takes work to do what you're saying, to follow, to understand, to learn who that is. Plus, before that, you really need to understand who your target market is so that you're doing that with the right people. You're not just scattershot, learning all those. So those are all pre-steps, I think, to that. Is really getting clear on who your market is, and then who do you need to start to target and start to follow them, right?
I totally agree. Now, the thing is, you mentioned something very key here. You said, if I send it to 10,000 people and I have a return rate of 2%, that means I'm going to get that many customers.
I don't think even 2%.
Yeah. I do. Well, I have to say I have a 6% return because I really work well on targeting. So I've been tracking my numbers. I'm a nerd. I've been tracking my numbers for 12 years. Yeah. And my return, my conversion on a crowd, if you'd like, is about 6%. Which I'm very, very proud of. It's huge. It's huge.
And what I said is they might get 2 out of 10,000. So not a 2%. That's like a 0.02%.
0.02, exactly. Yeah. So this is when you just send a cold call email. My conversion rate is on qualified prospect. Okay. So what happens is, I do believe that life is a stat. Everything is a stat. And then you want to present in front of large audience, knowing your numbers. My numbers were less than 0.0002% when I started, and I started cranking it up. So there's many things you can do. So you can have a draw to attract people. You can have people sign in to your newsletter by offering a free PDF, by offering something free. And then eventually you can offer a free 15-minute call with me. So my rate on this is pretty high. I got 42% usually of people that actually do say that they want a free call with me once I'm finished a speaking engagement. However, out of the 42% of people in the room that want to have a free call with me, only 20% of them will actually have a free call with me.
Right.
Because they said they would. I send them an email and say, hey, click here to choose a time. And they don't, and I'll never see them again. Right. Well, I cry because I've just lost 22% of people and say, oh, they don't like me. No, that's my stat. You got to be happy with your stat. It's normal.
Plus, they may want you down the road. They may remember you down the road and say, "Oh yes, now I'll call." And I've had that people a year later, 2 years later connect. I've had someone reach out to me 14 years later,
Yeah,
and it turned out to be the biggest contract I've had in my career from something they remembered in a leadership development program I did 14 years ago.
exactly.
Yeah.
See, there is no magic pill, like, and I love it when I see these success stories on Facebook or on Instagram, and people said, "I'll show you how I made $10,000 with one webinar." It's not how it works. You don't make $10,000 with one webinar. You make $10,000 with one webinar that was the following of the 1,700 other webinars that you did before to learn what works and what doesn't work and how to say things. And and that's what I do with my clients is I help them fast track instead of taking them 1,700 times like it took me to start making money with my webinars. I can maybe help them not doing the mistakes I've done, and this is how you should say it. This is how you should work. But it's not true. Like, I'll give you the example. I was on a webinar April 6th, April 7th, like right after the pandemic had just started. We were 2 weeks into it. Did a webinar. 1,200 people signed up. It was a huge webinar. And after the webinar, I sold about 182 orders of people that ordered what I was offering. Out of these, there was probably 3 orders that were from people I never met before. Everybody else were already on my list.
They had a relationship with
Most
you.
of them had been on my list.
You
for
were dating
3
them
years.
all.
I was dating them all.
Yeah.
I was already dating them. And the webinar was that extra step that turned them into the next step of the funnel. They were already receiving my newsletter. They were already, and some of them I had been, wondering, why are they not buying my products? Why are they not buying my online course? They've been following me every newsletter I send every Sunday morning. They email me back. I get so many responses. "Oh, thank you so much. You're so inspiring and I love, and oh my gosh, one day I would love to work with you," and nothing. Well, that day, 182 people, that was the day. So you never know when is going to be the perfect timing, but it's not people you just met usually. That's why it's important to always work ahead, because right now the people that I'm collecting brand new in my funnel that I'm not selling them anything, it might take 2 or 3 years. I have to work for in 2-3 years from now, right?
And the thing is, too, this is something to remember, is that a powerful lesson to me I got a while back was that be careful how much you put out as well, because some people can put out content and videos like crazy, and if you're doing that, why should they ever buy? You're giving so much away, so you need to give and share, but you give there's a point where you give too much. It's like, well, why should I buy? Because I'm getting everything this way.
That's right. So one of the key winning factor of that day where I made actually almost $9,000 with that webinar, which was great. It was the fact that I was offering 2 tips on how to transform social media fans into paying clients. And I was mentioning during the webinar that I had this course that was containing all 10 tips. So after the 2 tips that I gave, they wanted more. So if I had given in my webinar the whole 10 tips, you said it, people would be like, why would I need the course? You just gave me all the tips, right? Yeah.
So we should start to pull this together in terms of any other thoughts about getting them down the funnel and moving them forward?
Yes, absolutely. So once you have interested them with a free PDF or something, because if you know your niche and then you target specifically, and there are ways to do that on social media now, it's much easier. You could use pixels on your Facebook on your website from
Mhm.
Facebook. You can use like very sophisticated tools you can use now too. And if you target people well, you will have one offering, one PDF that could actually kind of be a cookie cutter approach that could work for everybody.
Yeah.
So if you target well, that's when it becomes interesting to send to a lot of people. So first step, so you collect their email address, they're on your list, you send them content, you send them information, and you want to have a way to have a relationship with them, especially if you're a coach. If you're a coach and you want to sell your services, if you are any type of service that would happen one-on-one, you want to make sure that you show your face to them, you have a conversation with them. So find a way to offer a free 15-minute virtual coffee. And honestly, virtual coffees with me are never 15 minutes. It's always 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because
You take the time that you need.
I give the time, and I want people to get value. I'm not spending 15 minutes selling them my stuff. I'm working with them the same way I would work with them if they were paying me. So I'm giving them value during that 15 minutes. So if you want to have a coaching call with me, it's a coaching call. You get value out of it. So that's what you want to do for your clients. And once you have this conversation, it's much easier. And that's where my conversion rate out of these people that are actually having the call with me, I convert 6% of these calls. So I'm very happy with those.
Well, and if you take the metaphor, that's sort of when you've just moved in with someone, and that's where all things could go wrong, or you go, oh my God, this is wonderful, right?
Yeah.
So that's because that's your first face-to-face conversation, and so that's you've just moved in, so you want them to know they've made the right decision.
That's right. And I had a client this morning who just started working with me, and then she sent me an email saying, I would like a session with you. And she had been on my email list, but not more than that. So I said, I offer a free virtual coffee. She said, no, I want to pay you. I want a full paid session. So great. We did the full paid session. And then I said, do you want to, because I don't sell one session, because you can't do much in one session, right? So I sell either a package of 4, 8, or 12. So I said, let's do the one session. And at the end, you can decide if you want a 4 or an 8 or whatever. And at that first session, that she was already willing to pay for it, she still asked if she could have one more other session that she will pay independently. So she's paying $250. If she was booking the 4-session package, she would pay $200 an hour, but she preferred to pay $250 so that she can just do one session, and then she'll do one more session. And I know what's going to happen is because she's going to get a third session, and she's going to be at $750 that she spent, and for $50 she could have gotten the 4th session, right? So that's usually what happens. But I guess my point here is, when you start the one-on-one, you're not right away buying a house, having kids, buying a pool and a dog, right? So even when it starts, you still have to prove them that by working with you, they're going to get results. So she had one session with me today. She was super happy with it because she's booked another one already. Second one is already booked. And she would like to see what results she's going to get.
See how it goes before, so it's not time to propose yet.
Exactly. So that's the nature of human. We're all like that. We want to make sure, like, you're not going to commit $2,000 on somebody that just contacted you out of the blue on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
So Natalie, on that, if someone does want to reach out to you, let's share that info.
So you would reach me on thinkyourself.com/schedule, and let's get a free 15-minute call together. I have different courses that I'm offering now that could be useful. So Think Yourself a Business Pro, the 10 steps to build a successful business, and then the Think Yourself a Tech Pro, the basics, would teach you the basics on how to get your business online, how to record a video, how to work with Zoom, how to use a green screen, how to embed a video on your website. So all the basic stuff. So these are the 2 courses that are super popular right now, and my new course, Think Yourself Confident, because sometimes, actually most of the time, it's not because we don't know what to do. It's not because we don't have the resources. It's because sometimes we don't trust ourselves and we are afraid that it's not going to work. And then we are not sure. And we're like, yeah, I know you do that, but I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm not. So
Totally.
the thing with self-confidence could be a good option actually for you as well. So you find all my courses at thinkyourself.com if you go into the online courses, online programs tab there. And how do we get a hold of you, Ravi?
For me, it's callravi.com. And my focus, just to let you know, I work with business owners, with CEOs to grow their business and to get their lives back. A lot of times you can feel pulled in 1,000 different directions. We get into diffusing guilt, self-sabotage, creating healthy boundaries so that you can get that success without giving up your life, or sometimes you have to reclaim your life. And if you'd like to have a chat about that and how we might be able to work with you on that, just reach out to me.
Callravi.com.
Yeah, and also just to let you know, the other thing, since the pandemic, one thing I've done is made my Mindfulness 101 course available for free. If you are feeling the stress and the pressure, just go to 2020presence.com and use the coupon code COMMUNITY, and you can access the full Mindfulness 101 program for free and have all of that available. So,
Awesome.
yeah, so we will be back next Friday on Natalie's channel, and I will be streaming it onto my Soul Engineering channel on Facebook. We will talk to you soon.
Getting back to business.
You betcha. Bye bye.